I'm taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye Rose is the queen of Corona. See me and Julio down by the schoolyard. I'll see me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Welcome to week 5 of the Tontos Demise podcast. I'm Detonator's Tonto Bull 6 champ.
I'm Detling, Tontable 1 and 3 champ.
Very disgruntled Detling.
Extremely disgruntled.
So why did we choose that song, obviously?
Because you wanted to rub it in?
A little bit, and because, like Craig said, I was shocked that they traded that. It's like, you can't do a trade this year unless it's a blockbuster trade. It has to have 4 people in it, and one of them has to be like a top 5 player.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call Julio a top 5 player.
Are you crazy? He's the number 2 wide receiver in the game.
Jordy Nelson, number 2.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad we're recording. Are we recording? Yes, we are. I can't wait for you to eat those words from everybody else in the league.
Oh, please. Pish posh.
Sure. Just because he's on your team doesn't make him number 2.
Jordy's been the most consistent receiver since 2014.
Do you have stats like you do every week?
Not this week, but I could get him if you want.
Okay.
All I got to say is Julio is only good for like 3 or 4 big games, and then he just trails off. So I hope you enjoyed that, Bigler.
He loved it, man. Julio won the game.
He threatened to retire. Bigler's all mad. He's throwing a hissy fit. I'll get into that later.
He's going to join Josh's league. Josh is, he's going to be defunct from this league. He's going to start a new one. And I guess Bigler's going to be the number 1 person in line there. So,
who brought the defunct? That's all I gotta say.
Josh did.
Who's got the funk? Josh and Bigler's got the funk.
That's true. I was a little surprised by Bigler's rant.
I was too, but did you know that defunk is I'm sorry, if it was le funk, it would be French for the funk.
Ooh, that's very good.
But since it's day funk, it's of funk, Spanish.
Oh, thank you for that language lesson.
You're welcome. I got this little thing in my ear that tells me everything.
Live. All right.
Wow.
Unfinished business.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was going with. That was my Bugs Bunny meets 1930s like newspaper boy.
Bugsy Siegel.
Sure. I don't know who that is. He's a newsie.
A newsie.
Yeah.
Do you know who's in the newsies?
Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie Newsome, the football. Have you ever heard of the movie The Newsies?
Yes. I just wanted to mess with you.
Oh man. Christian Bale. And the guy. Yeah. Except for he was hogging newspapers. Newspapers. As a 13-year-old boy, and then and the guy that was Doogie Howser's best friend. The Italian-looking guy.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The kid that probably told everybody he was from Brooklyn. Meanwhile, he's probably from like a small town like Windber. He's trying to think of big stuff over here, you know?
All right, well, I don't have a lot of unfinished business, so I'll go first. My only unfinished business is whether or not the commissioner will call this week, because he said he was up for the interview. I told him 8 o'clock. I gave him the number, and now we are sitting here waiting patiently to see if the commissioner pulls through or if he's eating dinner with his mother-in-law.
I can't believe you're still eating dinner with your mother-in-law.
I know.
It's all over the beach house. Be a man, Jimmy.
And it's at 8 o'clock. Like, most mother-in-laws, no offense, don't eat that late.
No, they're usually in bed by now, sipping on a cocktail.
Exactly. Or on an Ambien watching, like, a home shopping channel.
That's my mom.
That's right.
And
That's my mom.
Actually, it's both. It's Ambien and Gin and Tonic.
And Home Shopping Network.
Home Shopping Network. It's a triple threat.
The trifecta for Emily Dilling. It's a dangerous combination.
That is a dangerous combination. Trust me. Wait, she gets packages on her doorstep, and she doesn't even notice she ordered them.
It's Christmas every day.
It is. That's what she says. Christmas every day. She's like, oh, what did I get today? And she says, I don't remember ordering that. I'll just either half the times I'll keep it or half the time I'll send it back. Hey, one time she ordered two of the same thing, and instead of telling my dad, she sent one to my sister.
Nice.
So she wouldn't have to tell my dad she paid for 2 of the same thing.
All right, so that's my unfinished business. You got anything for real?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me, Brian. I got quite the little
laundry list.
Yeah, laundry list of unfinished business for you bitches.
And Nola's in bed, so he can use his language freely.
Still keeping it. I'm taming it down. Brian has tamed me.
Well, I mean, Jimmy, he's no longer the nice guy. You saw on the app. Why are you gonna be a nice guy?
Trying to do change my ways.
Okay. Trying
Probably
to get rid
not.
of the Redskins pin.
That's Craig's Redskins pin, rightfully
that's
so.
not the pin,
It's just
yeah.
hanging on my door handle right now.
All right.
So it click clacks every time I shut the door at night. And I look over. So, but my first official unfinished business is with Kevin Bean. Imagine that. Surprise, surprise. Kevin, you traded away. Okay, well, first of all, what is with. Apparently, the draft doesn't mean anything anymore these days, which my favorite part of the whole thing is the draft. But people don't hold on to their players like they used to. Antonio Brown, number 1 overall pick. Everybody's like, oh my God, so boom. You traded him away before he even starts. Julio Jones, number 2 overall pick. You traded him. You traded him for depth because you needed depth.
And you're sitting at 2-1 already.
Yeah, I know. I haven't even looked at the trade. I looked at the trade. I don't remember it. That's all.
We'll get into.
We'll get to trade time, but I think you're stupid
as a person.
As a person, when it comes to fantasy football, I'm sure trading Julio Jones is not in your algorithms. You need to go talk to that guy again. He probably will discontinue the emails answering back and forth to you. Clearly, you need a new hairstyle. You need to get rid of that little thing,
Soul
goatee,
patch?
sort of soul patch looking thing. Who trades Julio Jones? I don't know. Who trades Julio Jones? I just can't get over it. You need to land. If it's a blockbuster trade, you need to get people back, like big time.
Are you suggesting he's the front runner for the Browns pin again?
No, it's between him and Josh. But Josh traded for Antonio Brown, so that's like his saving grace.
Right.
But no, I'm very mad at you, Kevin Bean. Like words I can't even describe how mad I am at you right now.
Are you still going to the movies?
If he pays for it.
Okay.
Actually,
Sounds like he's going to.
After this, now he's got to pay for the ticket, drinks, and popcorn.
And a hand job.
And no, I would not take a hand job from Kevin Bean.
In the dark?
In the dark? No, not even in the dark. I know he's a theater guy, and he probably experienced stuff like that.
Gross. So now you know how he thinks too.
Hey, be quiet there in the peanut gallery.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard Kevin Bean say once, I had to suck dick to know I didn't like sucking dick.
Wow. That's deep.
That is. I'm pretty sure I heard it.
No pun intended.
Oh. I think he was talking to like a 17-year-old girl. Rizzo was once talking about like when he was trying to get with the young girls when he was divorced.
I mean,
and he had problems. That's not the first line you use, Bean.
Yeah, to try and get with a girl, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you should talk to Craig, too, because he has his own lines when he's talking to the 18-year-old hosts. Hey, what's your phone number? What's your phone number? What's your phone number? I'll call you. All right, that's all I got for Kevin Bean.
You got anything else?
I'm very angry at you.
Very angry.
Bigler. You son of a bitch.
Hey, can you be mad at him for real?
Yeah, I can be mad at him. Guy goes online on our freaking app talking about how he hates the league and the scoring system, blah, 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 and I hate this freaking, this isn't right, and I'll retire if I lose, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Bigler, you got asked to play in a league before, and you complained about it being too easy, and that you won the whole thing without even preparing. Now you actually get yourself in a real league where there's actually people that actually care about it and prepare,
Absolutely.
And you don't adjust, and you're pissed off because things don't go your way, because Easy E didn't turn out to be a stud right away, and you traded him away, and then you're making trades with, what's that guy's name, Gags? And now you're making a trade with Bigler with Bean, and you got Julio, and you try to trade everybody, and yeah, you won this week, and everybody's trying to talk about how this is like a signature win, because Julio goes off. You're playing against me. I have to go against a guy who scores, he's only the 6th person in the NFL that's ever done this.
What scored,
300 yards.
Wow.
And I have to be the guy that goes against him this week? And then you guys are trying to say it's signature win? First of all, the rest of your team didn't do dick. Andrew Luck, because he had that one pass to Philip Dorsett for 64 yards. I'm sorry, but I don't even consider this a good win for you. I had when I have my best receiver be Marcus Wheaton, and you still need 8 points by Rudolph to beat me. I don't think you can't hold your head high on this one. If it wasn't for Julio Jones, your team would have maybe scored like 100 points, and that's it.
You've got a valid point there, but you got to give him credit for making the trade.
I'd give him credit for making the trade. we'll see how it works out because I don't think Julio Jones is a very consistent receiver. He gets you 1 or 2 big games a year, and then he does.
He's probably going to get you 20 points on average.
I wouldn't go with 20 points on average.
Not even?
No, I would not. But glad you got the trade. Glad you got your win. Sure, maybe you can go pat yourself on the back. You're still below me in the standings. That's what matters.
Did you just say blow me?
Yeah. Blow me, Bigler. And that's all I have to say about Bigler. I congratulate you on your win. I hope I see you again in the playoffs.
It didn't sound like a congratulations at all.
It's a backhanded congratulations. The fact is, I should be 4-0 in this league.
Oh my god. We should all be 4-0.
No, I lost last 2 weeks because one player on each team has gone apeshit. Julio Jones and the Minnesota Vikings defense. Those are the 2 reasons I lost. Other than that, I'm 4-0.
Hey, I lost 2 200-point teams. I could be 3-1 easily.
Nobody wants to hear it, Brian.
Craig could be 3-1, which I don't like to say that out loud.
It's all about me.
All right.
Moving on.
Are you done yet?
No. Next is with you, Brian. Your clear insubordination towards the podcast, The Power.
You know you're not my authority, right?
Well, clearly you stated such by rebelling and rooting against me for Bigler. And you're going to say, I wasn't rooting against you. I was rooting for Bigler, which is an oxymoron because that means you were rooting against me.
Did you just call me a moron?
An oxymoron.
Delling, don't take everything so personal. You know, it's not all about you. Okay, it's not all about you.
Julio Jones.
Yeah, I was. I was rooting for the trade, and then like how brilliant the trade looked the day after it happened. Like that doesn't happen to just anybody. I mean, that could be the sexiest trade that we've seen in a long time. It might not work out long term, but it worked out for the first week. You know, and I'd hate to see a guy lose who gets 50-some points, one of the biggest performances ever from a fantasy receiver. Maybe not the biggest, but top 3 at least, right?
Do you think Bigler's rooting for you when Brandon Jacobs got 4 touchdowns? No, he wasn't. I was there. He was rooting for me.
Again, it's not personal.
It was personal then.
It was.
Still personal. Bigler wouldn't root for you. He wouldn't root for anybody but himself. And that's the motto I go by. I'm not rooting for anybody but myself. And Craig now.
Craig?
Yeah, so since you clearly rebelled against me.
Yeah. Clearly, even though I said I didn't.
I'm going to take into consideration Craig's teams more often and might root for him more often than not.
Wait, was that a joke?
No, it was a joke.
If I had an applause button, I'd hit, or a laughter button, I'd hit the laughter button right now. I do not. You'll probably only choose him against me.
Maybe. We'll see.
And against Bean.
Well, definitely against Bean. and against Bigler.
And against Bigler, so.
And against the Huber brothers.
Yeah, maybe we'll get cheer for Craig more often.
And that's another thing brings up in my head. Unfinished business. What is going on in this world today? It is upside down. This is a bizarro world. This is October when you got Jimmy Huber in first place at 3-1. Gags.
No, he's in second place.
Who's in first?
I think Tree. Or is Jimmy?
No, I think it is Tree.
Tree, yeah.
Okay. Tree, that's normal.
Yeah.
Then then Jimmy, 3-1. Gags, I think. And Jimmy, and both. Well, basically, what I'm saying is both Hubers are in the top 5.
I think they're second and third.
Yeah, they're in the top 5 of the league. This is unheard of.
Bizarre.
This is a bizarre world.
Yeah.
This is I don't know what to do.
And the fact that like we're scratching and clawing to work our way back into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I'm in 10th place. I think Craig's in 9th place. What place are you in?
6th.
Okay, so you are on the inside.
Barely. I'm on the edge.
Yeah.
Living on the edge.
Josh is in 12th place. Wait, that's normal. Just kidding, Josh. You got your win, which I'm pretty excited about. And speaking of which, I don't know. I'm kind of switching gears here. We predicted that no team would be defeated or undefeated, and that came true.
You predicted that.
Yeah, I thought you agreed.
Well, I kind of sometimes just meander through.
I was trying to give you some credit. Anyways, I'm glad that we don't have anyone undefeated. Because we don't want anybody's head getting too big, and we don't want his head getting too small. Josh, we want him to at least finish the season before he moves on, before he leaves the league.
Like that last scene in Beetlejuice.
Go on, continue.
Where he's in the waiting room, and he says something to the witch doctor, and the witch doctor shrinks his head.
You said it like I'm supposed to know it immediately. Like I have it queued up in my head.
You don't follow Beetlejuice?
I do, but I mean, I don't know how.
One of your favorite movies ever?
Top 5?
Top 5?
Are you going with another Dan Marino?
No, I have not.
Beating around the bush. Top 5 Tim Burton movies.
Obviously not an Academy Award winner. Brian never won a championship, a.k.a. like a People's Choice Award or something.
Like an Academy Award.
Yeah, but everybody still talks about it like it's top 5.
That's really,
Just like
that's
Dan
really
Marino.
funny. But anyways, any more unfinished business?
Oh yeah, a little unfinished
Oh
business
my
here.
goodness, this is like a 20-minute segment just for your anger to get out. This is therapy.
This isn't anger. This is a special treat.
Okay.
I had the pleasure this week of fulfilling a wish for a kid from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. His name was Craig Kavicic. I took him to the Steelers home game versus Kansas City Chiefs because
He chose to sit way up there in the nosebleeds.
well, the Make-A-Wish Foundation is pretty cheap these days. But yeah, he had never seen Antonio Brown play before he was actually broke out. So I took Craig up there and we sat there and he didn't want any drinks, he didn't want any food.
Wow.
He just wanted to soak it all in. He didn't talk too much. He just watched the game and he enjoyed himself. And I was happy to be a part of the experience.
Because he's got a man crush on AB.
Who doesn't have a man crush on AB? Business is booming.
Crystal? She's got a man crush on AB, although she doesn't like his haircut.
I thought she had a man crush on Ryan Clark.
It is Ryan Clark.
What are you asking me?
If you have a crush on
Who's your man
Antonio
crush on
Brown.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, it would be Clark if he were still there, but
He's a handsome man.
yeah,
She likes Antonio Brown, but
yeah, but his new haircut makes me really sad.
It's like looking at a real life Minecraft.
I agree. But I did like his shoes that he paid tribute to the king, to Arnie. That was
Yeah, I
nice.
saw that.
That was
I mean,
nice.
I couldn't see up that high, but I saw it on TV. So, but no, it was fun, and I also I had told Craig before. I said, Craig, if you want to, like it was 2 years ago. So if you want to win the championship, you got to take me to every single game because Antonio Brown goes off when I'm there. Literally, like I saw him score probably like 9 catches, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns twice in the same year, and then this time, boom, we got 2 touchdowns
In the first quarter.
In the first quarter, so 3 out of 4 times I've seen the Steelers play. Last time Antonio Brown's gone off, and it's also the second week in a row that I've been a part where the defense has either lost or has won or lost the fantasy team their game. And I was Minnesota beat me, and Craig's Kansas City defense team beat him.
That was painful, even watching for Craig, because immediately I was like, wow. Like, I thought Craig had it wrapped up. Because against Pittsburgh, he'd have no problem making the difference up. I didn't know how many he was down or whatever, but I figured...
We said the same thing.
Yeah.
He talked about like, oh, I think Boswell can cover it if he like get blown out or something like that. And I was just like, yeah, you're probably right. I didn't think it was gonna be a blowout like that.
And it's got, like, that's the definition of, like, mixed emotions, because you want to see the Steelers win, but you don't want to see your fantasy team lose. And it's got to be a crushing defeat. I mean, you witnessed it firsthand for yourself.
I did.
The
And the
week
funny part
before.
is, I was actually in my. It was a very sad week for fantasy football. I went 0-4.
We don't care about your other
Well,
leagues.
no, I was 0-4. I lost every league. In my big money league, I dealt with the same thing because I had Antonio Brown and Kansas City Chiefs defense.
Oh, wow.
And I lost by 9.
Wow.
So
Did Craig know that he lost, like, while you guys were out the game?
we totaled it right at the end of the game. We were standing in our seats totaling up on the calculator, and he thought he won. He said, I think I won by like 0.1 something. But then we were walking down the rotunda, and he goes, I think I forgot to add Will Fuller's punt return for a touchdown.
It's so funny that it just randomly as
Yeah.
he's walking.
Yeah.
Will Fuller's punt return. Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I was like. I like, put my hands on. I was like, I'm so sorry, buddy,
Like
because
Rain Man.
yeah, like first we like slapped high fives. All right, you won. And then we're like, oh no, you lost. Like,
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, I definitely lost.
And I think Jay thought he lost as well.
Yeah.
So it turned Jay's frown upside down and deflated Craig's pretty quickly. So that's got to be a really tough way to watch your team go down firsthand.
Yeah, it was. But hey, you still got to see the Steelers play.
And at least the Steelers won 3-1.
Yeah.
Gotta be proud. You gotta be happy with that. They looked incredible.
They did. I mean, like I say, I'll always take a Steelers win over a fantasy football loss any day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same with the Pirates.
And hopefully Craig feels the same way.
I hope so.
Yeah. But if it would mean him making the playoffs or not, I think he would choose a Steelers loss.
I would choose a Steelers.
No, Craig. I think if
for him to make the playoffs fantasy.
Yeah, and that's a tough call. If it meant a Steelers a loss, but it didn't affect their playoff chances, I'd be okay with it.
I guess so.
But if it meant me or the Steelers making the playoffs and it could only be one, wow, that's tough. That's really tough. I'd have to go Steelers, but not by much.
Not by much. I don't know. I'd have to, depending on what situation I'm in.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm hard up and I need the money. I'm pretty.
You're always hard up.
I am actually pretty hard up. Well, I'm actually excited to announce that I put my final maximum contribution into my Roth IRA today. I'm not allowed to do it until January.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was very tough sledding.
How many miles you got on your car?
That's funny. I've got 107,697 miles.
That's crazy. You know it down to the single mile.
I only know it because I'm over 1,000 miles over the 3,000 mile limit to get your oil changed.
That's okay.
I know.
I usually go 4 or 5.
Well, that's I go 4, but now I'm trying to see if I can go 5.
Yeah.
I might just check it tomorrow before I go to work. How many miles you got in your car?
About 128.
128. I think I might actually be catching up to you.
You are. I was wondering because that trip down south, that helped me. That helped me. I was thinking about it.
Will we bet a beer on that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say we bet a beer on that.
You're like trying to get a case of beer between me, Brogan, and like everybody else you know.
Brogan owes me 2. You owe me 2. Obviously from the Antonio Brown one and from the Johnny Knox having a better career than Michael Crabtree, which I clearly win because Johnny Knox broke his spine, and that disqualified him.
I can't believe you remember that. You could be making this up. I don't know.
I'm not. You can go back to previous podcasts because you were gloating that because Knox was doing pretty well.
Yeah. All right. Are you finally done with your unfinished business? Please tell me you are.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I have one last piece of unfinished business. Was that or was that not Gag's penis?
Unfortunately, the fact that we've all seen this terrible picture online, which, I mean, what?
I didn't see it either. like Judd, I did not see it.
I saw it right away because I was like, that's either the biggest thumb, and he's like, Andre the Giant, or I said, no, that's a penis. And I was just like, what in the world? I liked his delivery, though. He was asking about wine. Like, hey, guys, what do you think about this?
You think that was a huge setup?
Oh, yeah, I think it was definitely a setup. There's no way. I'm sorry, Gags, if that is your actual penis, congratulations. You were very well endowed. Just
You win the league.
Yeah, you win the league, whatever. Now the other biggest competition might be Bigler because he always brags about how big his penis is. Never mind the fact that he weighs like 90 pounds soaking wet. So, I don't know. If
I'm saying not.
You're saying that that if that's Gags,
I'm saying it's not.
I'm gonna say it's not either. I don't think. I mean, if you did have the balls to pull your penis out fully erect, I don't know if it's fully erect or not. But if it's fully erect in a liquor store or a wine store or wherever, and put it next to a bottle of wine, you probably didn't buy the wine. You probably put it back on his shelf. Somebody doesn't even know. They're just picking it up, going, "Hey, this is this is a great wine."
You're gonna randomly have to review the security footage.
Somebody's gonna buy that wine for like their 5-year anniversary or something.
And be like, "There's a guy back there taking pictures of his penis next to a bottle of wine."
Right.
Whatever.
Very yeah, but congrats, you got us all, got me off, everybody off guard. I did not. I mean, I knew it was only a matter of time for someone to put a dick pic in the thing. Bling, bling, beep.
Your boy Gag. I got a couple things. I looked through my call log and I guess I did put that on you. So there's that. And secondly, I got some unfinished business with Gregor. What the fuck, dude? You're not showing your face in the weekly reviews anymore? I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one who loves looking at your expressionless face when you're going over everybody's recap. What's up, dude? Also, again, where's your sign off, bro? Got to sign off. You're not going to win. Peace out.
All right, so it was Gag's ass that called last week. Which call was better, this week or last week?
I would say this week, and
I'd say last week.
Oh, really? Well, are you sure it was his ass or his dick?
I don't know. There's a theme tonight.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. So there must be a full moon out.
All right, so appreciated the call, first of all. I kept it short and sweet, mainly to Craig, and I agree. You got to keep the sign off the way it is. Best of luck to everyone, but most of all to me.
Me too. I agree that too, and I also agree about his expression on his face. I like to see the expression on his face.
Do you like that better?
I do like that better because every once in a while there's like a moment where like he does like he can't like have like a smirk or something, or he does like a little laugh, and you're just like waiting those 30 minutes to get to it, and it's just worth it. Trust me.
There were some really awkward laughs this week, especially I think whenever he was talking about, Tree Sice and how he always wins, and I think about his team losing. Like, it was just some pretty good awkward laughs, and let's put a face to some laughter there. I really don't care either way, to be honest.
I care.
Yeah, I mean, I do like how he staged setups, like in the beginning, like with Pillow Rivers, and we always had the Hail to the Thief poster in the back. He could always make fun of that. So there's some different, unique, small parts that we could pick apart. So we'll see what he does.
It's true, and then there was like the Antonio Brown T-shirt.
Right.
And I made fun of him that because his sister got it at Walmart for him, and now he has the Antonio Brown jersey. He actually has an Antonio Brown jersey, but
He brought it to the draft, didn't he?
he did. He wore the jersey to the football game as well.
Okay.
But now the only beef I have with it is that the letters aren't. It's not sewn. It's not like an authentic. It's like the iron-on. Yeah.
Okay.
And I always feel like if you're gonna pay the money for that jersey, I actually I don't even like that companies just do iron-on numbers. They're making you pay like $100 for a jersey. Like, just sew on the numbers.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I buy from China.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You're gonna be stitched by a little 6-year-old.
They do wonders with those little tiny 6-year-old hands. They can get the proper stitch, their cheap labor, make Tontos Demise great again.
You took the words out of my mouth. Beep. Beep, 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 beep.
This is Kevin Bean, WC Hooligans owner, bringing your little Venus talking. I wanted to respond with some unfinished business here. One, I was called out for a lack of musical representation on our little fill-in podcast. And I was also called out about how lucky I've been winning the games that I've won. And I had a bit of a breakdown on last week's podcast. So I thought I would address all three things with one epiphany that I recently had. So I give you my musical tributes. There's a hole in our league like a big black pit that's filled with trays that are full of shit, and the owners of the league inhabit it. But not for long. Only one will earn the bye. Tell you why, Mr. Gatling, tell you why. Because in Tontos Demise is a split down the middle. There are two kinds of teams and only two. There's a 3-1 teams that are tied for first place, and the rest of the teams fighting for disgrace. Look at me, Brian Brooks, look at you. Only one will earn the bye. And I'll never start to legal. No, I'll never start that guy again. All right, finished. How about a trade? Come and visit your good friend Dubsy. You, sir. You can make the grade. I won't let one team, no, not 10 teams, nor 100 will dissuade me, 'cause the work waits. I'm alive at last, and I'm full of joy. Bring it, bitches!
That was amazing.
Yes. Yes. Kevin Bean. Yes.
The fact that
times.
Yeah, the fact that a fantasy football league could bring that out of anyone is amazing.
I felt like I was just front row at a Johnstown Broadway play.
I know. I want to see the costumes. I want to see the scene changes. I want to see the makeup.
Although I didn't understand all the words.
I understood most of them, yeah. And the one, like, it's scripted. It's a little off, but it was Brilliant.
I loved it. I loved hearing my name, Detling Y. Detling.
I also enjoyed the corgis in the background doing backup vocals.
They were probably doing choreographed butt dancing. Corgi little boat.
At first, I thought maybe you were at your place of employment in the restroom, like in a stall, singing your heart out, and like somebody walking in being like, "What the hell is going on?"
He works at an old folks home. They can't hear him anyway.
True. And maybe they're senile. They'd be like,
Maybe they are. Maybe they were singing with him.
"That's possible." And he walks out of the stall, and they're just like, give him a standing ovation.
Meanwhile, he doesn't even know he didn't pull his pants back up.
I will have to say that definitely made up for your lack of musical talents during the podcast. So, well done.
Very well done, sir. I think I might be the best message we've ever had.
I think so. Yeah, that's definitely the best Venus talking.
Yes, very great vocal range. I look forward to more music. I would love something like that every week.
Yeah, and I mean, you could have recorded that on video like Bigler, because that would have been entertaining to see the emotion in that.
It would be. And it's important to let everybody know that Tontos Demise does support the arts.
We do. That was my Kevin Bean laugh. From the commercial. I still think about that. That's so funny.
Dude, really? I forgot about it until you met. I was looking at Brian like, what are you doing? Jeez. Trade time, trading guys, excellent.
All right, Detling, what's the first trade we're going to talk about today?
The first trade that we're going to talk about is between the Mighty Midgets and from Gags to Riches. So Gags traded Des Bryant, Russell Wilson, and Carlos Hyde to the Mighty Midgets for Andy Dalton, Latavius Murray, and Demaryius Thomas.
Okay. So first of all, let's point out that Des Bryant was on his bench for a week, right?
Right.
Never even got to play on his team.
Right. Now
just rostered.
Has a hairline fracture in his knee.
Oh, is that official? Because then they also said it was just a bruised.
Oh, I don't know. I just thought that's what it was.
Oh no! First it was that. Then they said it was a leg bruise. And how do you get those two things mixed up? I don't know.
I don't know either, but he didn't play last week.
Yeah. So, anyways, he's gone. Didn't play a snap for Gags. I commend him on getting rid of Carlos Hyde. We both agreed that it was his worst pick, and maybe we influenced that draft pick or that trade. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Powerful podcast.
Powerful. We have got people all over the world. We have got power.
At least Western PA.
Service. Yes.
All right. So, what do you make of this trade?
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I get it. I know. I guess like Gags wanted somebody besides Cam Newton because he had concussion protocol, and I think Russell Wilson's on bye week.
Okay.
So that's why you got Andy Dalton. But Andy Dalton is quietly putting up a heck of a fantasy football season.
I mean, if it were me and I had to choose between those two, I'd take Dalton any day of the week.
What, over Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Well, he had to because Russell Wilson can't play.
I'm just talking about over the course of a season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would too.
Because I've owned Wilson before, and he's frustrating because they run the ball too much.
It's very true.
So I believe that Gags got the better of that part of the trade. What about Carlos Hyde and Latavius Murray? What do you think about those two players?
I think that's a wash.
I do too.
Because the Raiders are running, they got like 3 running backs, and Latavius Murray I don't know, he just isn't that good of a running back. He's running around a great offensive line.
Yeah.
I have him in other leagues, and it's frustrating as well. So, yeah, I think it's a wash. Carlos Hyde, I just hate him. I have him in another league as well, and I hate him.
Yeah.
So I guess like they said, he's only scored like touchdowns to keep himself fantasy relevant. We haven't had a breakout game from that guy yet.
From Hyde?
Yeah, from Hyde.
Yeah. Would you say he's hiding?
Oh,
Sorry, it's awful. Painful.
Like a Dr. Jekyll and Carlos Hyde.
Oh,
hey, a little Halloween inspired there.
All right, and then finally, Demaryius. That's easy for me.
You going Demaryius?
Oh, absolutely.
I go Demaryius short term, Dez long term. So I'm gonna give that to the Mighty Midgets.
Dez is banged up. Oh, you're gonna give that? You think that you would take Dez?
I would take Dez because if he gets his knee right and you get Romo back, it could be deadly.
Yeah.
So, well, it is a big if, but I mean, if you think about what Demaryius Thomas has, Trevor Simeon.
Yeah, but he's been putting up good numbers. Demaryius
Yeah,
has.
yeah, but I don't know. I like Des Bryant better.
Personally, I think the only good thing that Crick got out of this was Dez, and that's a question mark. You know, like literally, he has a Q next to his name. So I think Gags won this trade hands down. It wasn't quite rape, but I think it was. I don't know. I think he really like talked him into it. And what I mean by that is that Gags probably had to convince Jim a little bit and probably pulled out some Craig Kabisic magic. Here's why it's going to be good for you, but in the end it benefits me. So, hey, more power to him if you can get rid of Des Bryant, who's banged up, questionable, and Carlos Hyde, and really, who cares about Russell Wilson?
Oh, man. Well, I don't think you can ever say it wasn't quite rape. I believe rape is rape. Like there are no ifs, ands, or buts around it.
All right, so it probably wasn't rape then.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like this is like a rebound thing. Like like you broke up with your boyfriend, you just want to have a fling to get over him, and therefore you were looking for anything to kind of first the guy that came through the bar.
So who do you think won this trade, or do you think it was even?
Pretty tough, but I think depending on how Crick uses Carlos Hyde, I think he might have won it.
Wow.
Simply because in the long run, I think Des Bryant has more upside than Demaryius Thomas. And in that Chip Kelly offense, if Carlos Hyde gets used as a receiving back out of the backfield and he uses him in the flex.
Which you won't. Because you got David Johnson.
Oh, crap, you're right. He does have David Johnson. I didn't even think about that. Man. I'm going to give it to Jimmy, but it's a very, very close trade. I don't think you can't argue either like that it was a bad trade.
No.
It was a good trade, but it wasn't a flashy trade.
I think that sums it up.
Mm-hmm. No Julio.
Speaking of Julio, why don't you tell us what the other trade was?
Oh, I'd be delighted, Brian. Absolutely delighted. He who shall not be named traded Julio Jones, Alan Hearns, and Kenyon Drake to Bigler for Emmanuel Sanders, Jordan Matthews, and Eddie Lacy.
All right, I'll give you my thoughts on it first, and then you can go. In terms of Bean, Alan Hearns, he's easy to get rid of because you never can count on that guy. Kenyon Drake, who's just a name he had to throw out there. And so he only gave up Julio Jones, only meaning that he has like the potential, the sky's the limit, you know. Mm-hmm. So I can see where Bean is coming from. Like, he got two quality receivers, Emmanuel Sanders, Jordan Matthews. They don't have the same breakout potential week to week, but they're more stable. And then Eddie Lacy, Fat Eddie, he's been looking all right this year. So I don't know who won or lost this trade in the end, but I think I would probably take the Bean end of it. I really would.
Quick, do you remember this movie line? Do you remember me, Eddie?
Don't know.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, good one.
Yeah. All right. In my opinion, I believe Disco sold the farm for the prize cow.
Yeah, he absolutely did. But the prize cow paid off, wouldn't you say?
I would say yes, he did against me. And it's
that happen every week, though?
No, but it's no fun playing against Julio twice in 4 weeks. Brutal. I beat him once, and then for him to be able to have a revenge game against me and 3 weeks later.
You know the best thing about that whole trade?
What?
When I play Bigler, Julio's on the bye.
Oh, you're such a dick.
I know. I don't have to face Julio at all this year. But then again, I still lost without Julio, so it didn't really help.
Okay, well, good for you. But yeah, Bean got Emmanuel Sanders, Jordan Matthews. Matthews is like a target machine.
Yep.
And Sanders has been pretty good himself lately. And, I was going to say Fast Eddie.
Fast Eddie.
Semi-slow, Fast Eddie, Lacy. So 3 great, decent players.
Yeah.
Julio Jones is the one great player. I believe Kevin Bean has put his team into contention to make the playoffs and have a solid team. And I believe Bigler has, not saying he's a one-trick pony now, but I'm saying that he has big play capability, which he did not have before. And that's what Bigler likes. He wants somebody that's sexy, and he got it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that he's putting himself in a place to get more points on a weekly basis by getting Luck as well. By getting rid of Cam and putting Luck in there, I think there's potential for bigger points. So he's all going for that big bang,
I can't blame him. I mean, if Indianapolis ever had an offensive line that could keep him off his back for like more than 5 seconds, he would be easily the number one player in fantasy football, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But he still did pretty freaking good. 46 points. He outscored Kirk Cousins.
Yep, and Big Ben was Player of the Week.
Oh, I like how you throw that in there. I'm trying to throw that one in. I haven't looked at I haven't totaled the scores up, but I'm sure he might have caught up to Kirk Cousins this last game.
Yeah, he had like 62 or 63 points.
Whew, not bad. It was
would that have been enough to win?
What, against me?
Yeah,
for me against Bigler? Yeah, it would have, because Kirk Cousins only had like 35 or 38 points. And I got to tell you, there was a point where I was sitting there at the game going, it really would be nice to have him on my fantasy team since I'm watching him live.
But he didn't look good like for games 2 and 3, so he finally turned it on a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm not going to deny. I'm not going to say Kirk Cousins is the better quarterback than Ben. I will just say that I have a different viewpoint in fantasy purposes.
All right, any final thoughts on these trades?
My thought is, I think
I'm giving the edge to Bean, but Bigler has potential for huge weeks.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. I'll just simply that.
Yeah. Are you there, Jimmy?
I'm here.
Well, welcome to the podcast, the first interview we've done in a really long time, and we know you're a busy man and with eating out with your mother-in-law and everything, so we really appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, well, no problem. I'm happy to oblige.
I'm really glad you used the word "with" there in that sentence, Brian. I thought you were going to hesitate and say the wrong thing. Your nervousness.
Who's nervous? I mean, you think I'm nervous because I'm talking to Superman?
Who would be nervous talking to Superman?
Well, you got Lex Luthor standing right next to you.
True, I got a little bag with my kryptonite. Just in case. Always prepared. He taught me that in Cub Scouts.
All right, so, Jimmy, let's jump right into it. How are you feeling about our matchup this week?
I'm feeling pretty confident.
I knew you would be. Would you care to elaborate?
I'm the underdog by less than a point, I think. So that's usually a pretty good thing for me. Because with my wins this year, less than a point is perfect for me. So
that's right.
That's
all I need is a pointer, 1.5, 1.4, right around there. So.
Well, I have to say, I'm not looking forward to the fact that you're playing Marvin Jones I got to play Matt Stafford. I hate that matchup. And I'm also not looking forward to the fact that you're playing Philly D against Matt Stafford, because I just read that the Philly D has not given up one passing touchdown all year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're playing. They're doing pretty good. Plus, Schwartz is going back to Detroit, so I think he's probably going to have a little bit of revenge on his mind. And that doesn't exactly spell success for me either, since I got Marvin Jones on there. So
right, but I personally, if I were you, I would take like a 5 or 6 points from Marvin Jones and then have Stafford do nothing and the Philly D crush me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. A couple interceptions, 3 or 4 interceptions, somewhere around there. 5 sacks. 5 sacks, maybe. Yeah, somewhere around there. 3 fumble recoveries, something like that would be really nice, I think. Doable.
Minnesota Viking-like.
Yeah. Schwartz, I actually listened to an interview on the way home today. He sounds pretty pissed. He doesn't sound like a very happy guy. So he's going to have to take it out on somebody. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Detroit.
I have to say that if I have a chance at winning this week, which I feel like I do, it's going to happen for my receivers because I realized that 3 of my receivers just for this week, not like season long, but this week are all ranked in the top 10. You got T.Y. Hilton, you got Kelvin Benjamin, and Mike Evans all ranked in most pools in the top 10 for wide receivers this week. So I'll take that, and hopefully Monday night I'll be down 30 points, and those 2 receivers will make that difference up no problem.
Well, I guess we'll see.
That's why they play the game.
I'm rooting for you, Jimmy.
Oh, now he's rooting for me.
I know, finally. All right, Dell, your question.
He asked me my question when I got a mouthful of pumpkin gob, which is delicious, by the way, Crystal. Where is my question?
I actually just had some pumpkin and chocolate malt balls.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Ooh, nice.
They were delicious. They were delicious.
Stick to the script here, Jimmy. We're going to talk about food. This is the Rachel Ray show.
I'm sure I just set myself up for some jokes about me having balls in my mouth. So.
Oh man.
But I'm sure it'll come in some kind of smack talk form later on. So I'm just cutting it off at the pass, I guess.
Yeah, get ahead of the story.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of it.
Okay, all right. So my question, we'll start with this year, did you enjoy stepping on Bigler's cubes?
Stepping on cubes is always nice. Yeah. It's you know what? The funny thing is that I started out this year, there was this proposed rivalry between Disco and myself, and it really, I think it dissipated pretty quickly, especially after stepping on his cubes. He was pretty humble. He was actually pretty humble in that loss. He didn't come up with excuses or anything. I got a little bit more respect for him. I think he's an okay guy. There's quite a few other guys in this league though that are they're letting their mouths just run off with themselves. So.
And who would that be?
I don't know. There's a few. To tell you the truth, I find it's a common thread with all the self-proclaimed champs in our league. I think as long as you have champs next to your name in our league, there has to be some kind of imprinted machismo that I just can't explain. So yeah.
That's pretty fair.
I have looking forward to a time when, the New Gods Mad Titans come out on top, and I think there's going to be, even though I'm not the Wolves anymore, there's going to be a lot of howling going on. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I like it. I guess that I'll go ahead with my next question, part B.
Yeah.
And Brian will let me do this since I asked you about that. I was also going to ask you if Bigler is still annoying to you like he was before.
No. I don't mean this as disrespectful. I seriously don't. But it's like his antics is a little bit like white noise at this point.
Wow.
No, seriously, I don't mean that as trash. I seriously don't. It's just like it's expected at this point. I don't think it's it's just it's more funny because he's not doing it to me. So it's more him going to step on other people's cubes because it's that's so bad. Yeah. There's other people on the message board that I pay attention to a little bit more nowadays, and
do you care to speak names?
Those ones are all are ones that I'm looking at stepping on cubes. I'm looking on stepping on more cubes.
Are you looking to name a team name when you say that, or no?
I think you could probably just look at the list of the league and pretty much just take your pick at this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, follow-up question to Detlings is, what did you think of Bean is Talking / whatever they want to call it, like the other podcast? What did you think of that?
I think it was pretty good. I thought it was hilarious that they didn't know who my brother was. That was funny.
I thought they were kidding at first.
And the fact that that my brother's also named Jim, that was also funny. So
right.
Really, so Jim and Jim Huber, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jason and I have only been in the league for 7, 8 years now. So you know.
But I can give Bigler a pass, but not Bean.
Yeah, Bigler has been out for quite a while, so he's just reacclimating himself to Tontos Demise. But Bean, he did surprise me. He did surprise me. He's usually very meticulous and thought out with his processes.
You're right.
And that did surprise me. It took me off guard. I was ready to really rip on them after, until finally. Which is, again, surprising that Disco was the one that goes, wait a second.
I know.
Others? That was funny. That was a nice little side touch there.
Right. Yeah.
It was also actually even funnier because Disco was playing Jason that week.
Yeah.
So
that is funny.
He did the matchup. He did the matchup versus my brother, and yet was still caught on the fact that I was playing my brother. So. That was a little irony that was funny to me.
Well, we got more questions for you. So Brian will
go
next.
All right. So I'm speaking this question for Detling because I don't think he can compose himself while getting the question out, and that is, how do you sleep at night with Le'Veon Bell not in the flex?
How do I sleep at night? Probably because the flex guy that I have in there right now scores more points than Bell would have if for the extra points I would have gotten. So, I mean, if I was putting Kobe Fleener in my flex position, yeah, I'd kick myself in the nuts for that. But the fact that it's Terrell Pryor, I mean, he's passing, he's running, he's catching his own balls, and again, don't go off with the balls thing on the side talk.
You can't seem to stop talking about balls and other people's balls.
I don't know why this is coming from me. I don't know. But,
wait until you hear the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, his own passes. How about that? He's catching his own passes. So, it's inevitable that he's going to have another great week. I mean, he's consistent at least with that. So I know there's going to be some weeks that Bell is just going to rattle off some yards, and he's not going to catch that much because people are expecting it. So I'd rather. I
feel bad for you this week, Jimmy, because if Belichick and the Patriots can do anything, they can single out a player and shut them down. And I believe that they are going to shut him down this week, and you are going to regret playing him.
I think that they're going to not go after him.
Who are they going to go after?
I think they're just going to try to shut everybody else down.
We shall see.
We shall see. I think when there's a will, there's a way. And to tell you the truth, I watched the interview with Pryor after that game, and he's literally
prior to the game or after the game.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, after the game. Prior after the game. Prior after the game. But yes, I relinquish all nice guy titles to Terrell Pryor. He is literally, I think, the nicest guy in the NFL. So I think I'm going to root for the nice guy. And I think the Patriots are going to just assume that nice guys finish last, and they're not going to deal with them.
Wow, but I thought you gave up that whole nice guy image.
Plus those Patriots. I don't know what happened to them last week.
I don't know. They got shut out. I think it's because they
got shut out.
They got that quarterback.
They got shut out. They were very unpredictable, I think. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This is the first week with Tom Brady, so I think the defense is going to just go, you know what? Tom's going to carry you this week. We don't have to worry about defense.
You get the week off.
Yeah, you guys just let them do whatever they want to do because we're going to score more points. So I think that's.
I got to tell you, Jimmy, I was at that game when Bell came back, and it was like like smooth butter. It was like butter in a
I'm telling you,
that's how good he was. Love
you know what? I was waiting all 4 weeks. I was just. It was like nice. It was nice it was like having Thor's hammer in my satchel.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try to fight him off with my fists for a little while, and then I'll pull out the big hammer. So, and for whom the bell tolls, that's what they say. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have to say that was nice. He does scare me though. Like even if you have him in the running back slot, he could easily get 2 receiving touchdowns.
Oh yeah, even if he gets the touchdowns. I mean, I'm not thinking he's going to get 100 yards or anything like that. He'll probably get it. He probably get maybe an average of 50 to 60, but that's like 5-6 points. Who cares? As long as he's getting touchdowns and he's running the hell out of the ball. So.
But he's going to get like 8 catches for like 40 yards, 50 yards. And can you not argue with me that your favorite book now is For Whom the Bell Tolls?
I won't be naming my team that. That's for sure.
Oh, come on. That was a great interview question. I had to use it last week.
Yeah.
Well, until he smokes some pot, and then it's D'Angelo Williams time. Nervous laughter.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. All right, Deli, you got a question?
Well, but you're still the Huber squashers, correct?
I am, yes.
You're still waiting to try and squash a couple of Hubers this year?
Ooh, some little future trash talk.
Well, I mean, I haven't had a chance yet this year.
You haven't had a chance yet, that's right.
I've been pretty successful. I got a great winning percentage against the Huber brothers.
In past years.
Ooh, in the past.
And definitely against any team that has Wolf or Pups in it, that's for sure.
Well, that's another thing where we shall see.
We shall see.
Next question for you, Jimmy. Can you take me to what it was like going to the Penn State game and give us a little story about your seats and what happened there versus Minnesota? Oh, and also the comic book or your figurine that you had there as well.
The seats. If there's one part of me and my brother that we are not two people that you want to meet that proclaim that we are lucky in any way, shape, or form. But I'll tell you, we have gone to 6 straight years of Penn State games, and they have never lost when we went. Not one.
Wow. And they're usually really good games.
Yeah, it's always down to the wire. The funny thing is that just like this year, with my games that I have won, it does come down to like a couple points, and it's always in the last second that you could possibly win it. So, yeah, I mean we're pretty lucky. Jason was actually sort of upset that he found out after the game that you would have taken the tickets.
I would have. I would have taken the tickets and I would have called off work and ran up there.
Because we had we always have great seats. Sometimes we even have better seats than that. I mean, I think for the Michigan game that went to quadruple overtime, we were in like the 12th row, and we were right behind John Runyon.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, John Runyon was there with I don't know, I guess his son and one of his buddies or something because he's a Michigan graduate, and our entire section heckled him so much that he had to leave in the third quarter.
That's awesome.
It was pretty bad. He was like, yeah, I can't watch the rest of this game. But as far as the sculpture goes, I'm telling you, I've had like a renaissance in being able to see like actual masters work. So my friend here in Jersey, he's big into sculpture, and he found out the really famous sculptor for like Marvel and DC and all of those figurines was sort of coming out of hiding per se to do this class at this sculpture show, and he signed us up, and his main thing was to do the Hulk for the day. So there was like 50 of us in there, and gave us some clay and saw what we could do. I found out I can sculpt. It's not the best thing in the world, but especially since I ran out of sculpt, I put so much detail into the head of Hulk that I didn't have enough to actually do the body. So he's pretty small. It's like somewhere in between Bruce Banner and Hulk, body wise, but his head's completely offed out. But it's something I want to do more of because it was really fun. Really fun.
I got a follow-up question to you for comic book geekdom trivia.
Okay.
If you'd like to see if you can answer it.
I can try. I'm no tree size, but I can try.
What superhero, after being, I can't give you all the details, but what superhero kills the Hulk after the Hulk asks him if he doesn't become the Hulk for like over a year, and he says, if there's any chance of me ever becoming the Hulk again, I want you to kill me this way. What superhero was it?
Oh crap. That's a tough question.
I think I know. Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, you jig.
Wait, wasn't that from Pumping Iron?
No.
Lou Ferrigno said that. So
yeah, exactly. Lou Ferrigno?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Hey, you give up, Jimmy?
I leave it to your advices. Yes.
What happened is, the Hulk made an arrow specifically and gave it to Hawkeye.
Really?
Instead of I ever change back into Hulk, shoot me in the head with the arrow. And that's what Hulk was supposed to do, or not Hulk, Hawkeye was going to do. And then I forget what other superhero it was, but had a vision of the Hulk becoming Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk once again, and like killing a bunch of innocent people. And Hawkeye made the decision to kill him before it happened. So there's a little trivia.
That's some interesting geekdom knowledge that I did not have in my belt.
Tree Size is probably the only one who enjoyed that last 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's probably like,
yep.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna revoke Jimmy's geekdom. I'm gonna take his belt away, and should no longer be Superman.
All right, Jimmy. Here's my last question for you. I want you to close your eyes for a minute. And the day before Christmas is going to come early. You win championship. I want you to tell us, what would the draft be like at the beach house? And don't leave out any details.
It would be fully supplied with beer and food, that's for sure. I don't know. To get us ready, I might actually drag all your asses out to the boardwalk. We'd have to run maybe 3 or 4 miles.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm kidding.
I would, but...
I'm kidding. I know all of you guys would not even come to New Jersey if that was a prerequisite. So, but I'm actually in preparation. And I'm not saying this with hubris, Craig. But I did, just in case, ask Amanda if it would be cool if I had the draft at the beach, because that is actually a pretty big weekend for rentals. Yeah. And she said, hey, sweetheart, if you're number one, it's definitely a good possibility. So it's a high possibility if I win that we could have it at the beach house.
That would be pretty incredible. Because that is
pretty cool.
Prime time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're 3 blocks from the beach, 2 blocks from the bay. We're right off the 34th Street Bridge. So literally, you come across the bridge, turn left, and there's our house.
Would I have to share a room with Kabisik?
Well, it wouldn't be quite as cramped sleeping spaces as when you guys stayed over at my apartment a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
It would not be that cramped. There's a little bit more sleeping room. But no, you wouldn't be laying close enough to smell anybody or end up sleeping on their backside or something like that. No. You definitely spread out.
We have the podcasters have it written in their contract that we get our room together.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a small room in the back.
With a mini fridge.
There's 2 beds in the back. Does that mean that the 2 of you will be sleeping with Bean and Disco? Is that
Whoa!
There's officially 4 podcasters now?
No, there's only one official podcast. They're the off-Broadway podcast.
Off-Broadway, that's good. The off-College Street.
Is that what are they called the Tontos Demise? Or I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they have a name.
Yeah. But I like to say that if I can't win a championship, I'm rooting for you, Jimmy.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Matt.
I always root for you whenever I'm out. You unless
Gags is still in there, and then he's all over it.
Right. Oh, that one.
All right, we'll finish up with this one here. Just give us your overall impression of like the feeling you have about your team, where it stands right now, and if you have any big blockbuster trades lined up, or that you might need to make a blockbuster trade to go deeper into the season.
Now, I think I commented on this on the Tontos Demise message board, and Craig went into this big long soliloquy about how my bench isn't large and deep, and so that means that I don't have a balanced team and all that stuff. But I'm pretty confident with my starters as a team as they are. I know that we have quite a few buys coming up, but as starters go, I'm pretty confident in my team. I'm not. I don't think that they're gangbusters. I don't have any big guys that will carry my team, unless Bell is just exactly who he's always been, and then maybe I'll have that spot shored up. But no, I have a well-rounded team. I'm confident in them. They're not the best team in our league, but I think matchup to matchup, I think I have a pretty good chance every week of winning.
That's good. Do you think you need to make a trade?
I think I've been approached maybe twice for trades. Somebody offered me a trade for Pryor the week before he scored me like 35 points on my bench.
Wow.
I think my guys are just good enough to be under the radar for all of you to be like salivating over them. And I don't have any blockbuster trades in the works. I don't have. I've offered to pretty much trade anybody on my team as long as the trade's right. So that's still out there, but I'm not actively looking. Not right now.
All right. Good to know. Maybe we'll talk later, Jimmy.
Okay.
Off air.
I can see that the bell tolls for somebody there, Jet. So I'm pretty sure.
I have to say that it must be a great feeling to be 3-1 versus, I'm guessing you were 0-4 this time last year.
Yeah, last year wasn't good. not in any way, shape, or form was last year good. It was shameful. I take it all upon myself that was a shameful year. Shameful managing. I agree with Craig on that. I did not manage my team at all. Somehow, right now, Jason has I have the Browns pin.
Yes.
Yeah, and supposedly, I was supposed to have the jersey. Was I supposed to have the jersey?
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, you finished 12th.
So how the hell would I be a double whammy? I don't even know if that's been done in our league.
I don't think it has
double
been,
whammy.
actually. You have to wear the Browns pin on the Phillip Rivers jersey.
That's literally bathing in filth for the most part, isn't it? Like, I mean, Disco is already buying. He wants the Browns pin. I think he just really wants the Browns pin. And I know you want that Rivers jersey back, Matt. I know you do. So
no way. No, it fits well. It fits well, but nah, you can keep it.
I mean, I mean, I think it's sort of like the ring in Lord of the Rings, right? Where it was made out of evil, and the only way to destroy it is to give it back to the source, and that's you. So I think with all of this big talk that you've been putting on the message boards and all that stuff, I think you're drawing it closer every day. I think it's going to find
something to it.
I think it's going to find its way back sooner or later.
I completely disagree.
I could compare Brian to Smeagol.
Sauron thought he was untouchable too, but he came back to fight him.
Brian doesn't know anything about Lord of the Rings. He should know, but that's what his.
Now he's gonna have to watch all 3 movies to see how he's gonna end.
Well, all 6. We can get him with the Hobbit.
Well, yeah. I guess you could be technical.
You kind of got like a Smeagol-like body there, Brian.
I know who that is, and I don't appreciate that comment one bit. He's kind of got a Smeagol face.
Now, Dad, I haven't been there. I haven't been there in person, but he called his little girl his precious yet?
In so many words, yes.
Oh man, it's already starting.
Yes, it is. You don't know about Lord of the Rings, but you know how to say precious really creepy.
Of course, everybody knows that.
I think that's all we have.
Yeah, I think that's it, Jimmy. Do you have any statements you'd like to make to the league?
I just say half of me wants to be the nice guy still in the league, and half of me just wants to be the main villain. So it's going to be an eternal struggle this year. I think I'm going to relish being a villain at moments, probably more and more, depending on how those message boards keep on coming out. But no, I still say, as my nice guy, as the nice side, I still say good luck to everybody. Proud to be a commissioner of the league, even though, again, Craig does all the work. But I don't mind the title. I'll keep it as long as I can have it. So. And I have some pretty cool ideas for different things coming up. So I guess we'll see how that pans out.
We look forward to it.
Yeah, we'll see how they all pan out. So, but I appreciate being I appreciate being on the podcast and good work on here, guys. I do enjoy it every week.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. We do it for you.
Yeah, just for you. You're the only person.
Yeah. That's what I expected.
I feel like we do it more for ourselves than anybody. I think we have our vanity is our worst thing.
We're just glad that other people listen.
Well, I mean, you guys have 5 or 6 thumbs up every week, so that's always a good thing.
It is always
more than half the league.
Well, Jimmy, I'll just close this out by saying best of luck to you this week. You're no longer undefeated, and I hope to take you down one more peg.
Well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let my team play for themselves.
I say good luck to you, Jimmy, as well, and I hope you take Brian down a peg.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see if that Lord of the Rings theory comes to life. So I guess we'll see. Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, Jimmy. Have a good one.
As always, a pleasure.
All right. Yeah. I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
This week's matchups.
That sounded really good.
We nailed it.
All right, the first matchup of the week, we have From Gags to Riches on a 2-0 run here, sitting in 5th place going up against Torque Kabisic.
First win,
and he is in 11th place. He finally climbed out of the basement. Right now, we've got nobody playing, nobody going live. Quarterbacks, he still wants to play Brock.
Oh, he has to.
Oh, okay, because
bye week.
Blake's on...
the bye week blues.
Okay, bye week blues. So you got Brock versus Cam. If Cam plays, I don't really know.
I don't want Cam to play. I want Derek Anderson to play because when Derek Anderson plays, Greg Olson is the main man.
Okay. So, but given the situation that he has Cam in, I still give it to Cam over Brock because Brock's going up against Minnesota.
Very true. I give it to Cam as well.
All right. Hopkins going up against Edelman. What do you think?
I'm going to give it to Edelman.
Yeah, me as
Versus
well.
Cleveland, not versus Minnesota.
No, and Hopkins has been really quiet. Last week, I think he had one catch.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. And then you got AB versus OBJ. Got a lot of letters there.
Gallo Antonio Brown. And I'd like to say that, once again, Odell Beckham Jr. is a little bitch.
He is a little bitch.
And I've never seen, what is this, like a third grade football game here? Yeah, he might have hit him out of bounds, but then he comes back and he gets all pissed off. They gets the unsportsmanlike conduct against him. Then next play, Beckham catches the ball out of bounds. Well, he catches it, goes out of bounds, then makes a point to come back out and hit the same cornerback. And I was surprised he wasn't automatically ejected at that point.
Yeah, he should have been.
Yeah, because I don't like this guy. I've never have. And you're going to say I hate when people say he's the greatest receiver, but he's not. He's not even close. Not
He's
even
flashy.
He's not in the top 5.
No. He's flashy, but he's a crybaby.
He's a big-time crybaby.
All right, so
I'm even going to say his fellow LSU wide receiver is better than him, maybe Jarvis Landry.
Wow. That's a bold statement. We're both going AB. Kenny Stills versus Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius. Can't believe it's hard to play Kenny Stills as your wide receiver 3. That's tough. Mm-hmm. Looking at Gags' receivers, this is pretty interesting. Hopkins, OBJ, and Demaryius Thomas. That's a really strong trio. Really strong.
It is a really strong trio, and I'm sure everybody's noticed that Gags is quietly starting to put together a monster.
He is, but I think that picking up Cam is not going to help him in the long run.
Maybe not.
But he does like to do those trades early. All right, running backs, Eazy-E versus Frank Gore.
I'm going Frank Gore.
Yeah, against Cincinnati, easy. That's gonna be tough. So I'm gonna agree with you, Frank Gore. Can't believe that. Theo Riddick versus McKinnon.
No, McKinnon, easy.
Yeah, McKinnon. You got up against Philly. That's gonna be tough for Theo.
Riddick's the receiving back.
Yeah, but they have been feeding him the ball more. But they're probably gonna give it to Zach Zenner a lot.
I like that guy.
Yeah, he's a good name too.
Yeah, ZZ.
Yeah, ZZ. Zach Zenke. Witten going up against Miller.
You gotta go Witten.
Do you? I'm going Miller.
You're going Miller?
Miller time with Brian Hoyer throwing it.
Time. Oh boy. Now I'm going to still go Witten.
Indianapolis? Okay.
Witten's just a better tight end.
Maybe, but I'm still going to give it to Miller. McCoy versus Diggs. McCoy's been looking really good lately. But against the Rams, I don't know. The Rams been playing really well this year.
Yeah, you got Diggs versus Houston.
I'm going to give it to Diggs.
I'm going to go give it to McCoy.
All right. Goskowski, who was shut out last week, versus Vinatieri. 2 huge names. Got to go Goskowski.
I believe Goskowski had minus points.
Oh, did he? Oh, because he missed
a field. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Goskowski as well.
Yep. And then finally, New England going against Cincinnati.
You gotta get New England.
Yeah.
Versus Cleveland.
Yeah.
All they gotta do is stop Terrell Pryor.
And they will.
Yes, that's right. Correct.
So who you taking overall? Gags to riches for me.
I think it's going to be Gags to riches as well. I would rather it be Josh, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm glad Josh is not defeated this year.
True. All right, this next matchup is none other than FC Bahor. Glad to see you return to his original name and the logo versus Disco. I don't know if you saw it, Brian, but I did like the GIF on the app where Disco is coming out dancing, and the one guy, I don't know what wrestler he was wearing the skull bones thing, hit him with the chair.
Yeah, that was nice.
that was perfect.
Very clever.
And Justin is always a very clever, witty man.
Uh-huh.
So let's just get right to it. I like this matchup. Tom Brady versus Andrew Luck.
Terrific Tom coming back.
Versus Andy Luck.
Yeah, I'm going to give that to Tom Brady. He's going to come out firing, guns a-blazing.
I think you're right, too. I think he is going to come out firing versus Cleveland. He's pissed.
Yep.
And I believe they were doing an interview with a defensive coordinator anonymously, and he said, "Thanks, Roger Goodell. You just gave Tom Brady 4 weeks off, and he's going to come and kill us all."
Yeah, absolutely. Who said that?
Like an anonymous defensive coordinator.
That's funny.
Because he did not want to be, giving credit to Tom Brady. So, yeah.
We're both going Tom.
Yes, we are.
Against Cleveland.
Yes, our receivers, Julio Jones versus D-Jack. And
Julio going in Denver.
D-Jack going to Baltimore.
I'm going to still give it to Julio, but it's going to be close.
I'm going to give it to Julio, too. Hate that guy.
All right, let's see here. Mike Wallace versus Travis Benjamin.
Oh, I'm going to give it to Travis Benjamin.
Okay, I'm going to go Wallace.
Okay. Tyrell Williams versus Dorius Green Beckham. Doriol Green Beckham. Wow, these two.
DGB.
These number 3 receivers are pathetic.
I know, they're really slipping here.
Yeah, so Tyrell Williams, he's better than Green Beckham.
Tyrell.
Yeah, I think Bigler's just hoping for something.
Oh, yeah.
And running backs. Oh, yikes. This is interesting. Chris Sims. Or is it Chris? Chris Sims versus Curtis Anderson? CJ Anderson.
He's not drinking, by the way.
I am not, actually. It's kind of sad. Wish I was. Well, I'm going to go give it to CJ Anderson.
Me too. Because Sims, I know he's banged up, but I think he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina can be tough to run against, but they've been a pretty porous defense this year.
True.
Still give it to CJ.
Yeah. And next, I don't know what these guys, these are some weird running backs. They had some problems here. Duke Johnson Jr., who just catches passes, is going against Mike Gillislee, the Buffalo backup. Bigler, well, now we're seeing some of the depth problems Bigler is having.
Yeah, that's a glaring. You know what did that? Julio,
huh? You better hope he has a monster game every week.
Yeah, you better hope Julio picks up his points and that running back slot.
Right.
Which you can do.
Let's go with Duke Johnson.
Yeah, DJ.
Maybe he'll get 20 yards.
And that'll be enough.
Yeah. So, tight end, I don't know the first name, Brait.
Yeah.
Versus Kyle Rudolph.
And I'm going to go with Brait.
Oh, man.
I think it's going to be a shootout there Monday night.
I'm going to go with Rudolph because Bradford has obviously found him and knows who he likes.
And Houston D, they're not really that tough this year, especially without Watt. Mm-hmm. So, in the flex, we got Todd Gurley. Interesting flex.
Interesting.
James White, also in a very interesting flex.
I think that flex makes perfect sense.
James White.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so because what's his name is out.
Now you have him on your team, Brian.
Yeah, I'm talking about Shane Verino. Oh, my goodness. I went back like 2 years.
He's not drinking either. Dion Lewis. Jeez,
right,
Brian.
Right. But is James White catching a lot of passes this year?
Well, he wasn't because the Pacers were not doing what the Pacers normally do.
Yeah. But now he's going for that Tom Brady, James White connection. Mm-hmm. I just like to say connection on Jetty's team. But who are you going to take on that one? It's weird just seeing Gurley in the flex. He doesn't catch too many passes.
I think I'm going to go James White.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go James White as well, surprisingly. Doesn't Sims catch a lot of passes usually for Tampa Bay?
He does.
Yeah, so
it's
I personally would flip-flop that, but hey.
Maybe he's just trying to get maximum value out of Gurley.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing what I would have done with Bell as compared to Jimmy. Like, he's instead of keeping Gurley in the running back slot.
Oh, right.
He wants him to be that good. So, but yeah. All right, kickers. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I'll take Cats.
I'll take McManus.
All right. And then defense, San Fran versus Arizona or Baltimore versus Washington. I'm going to take San Fran there because Carson Palmer's not playing.
True.
That's the main reason.
Yeah, I'm going to take San Fran as well. I think mainly because I have Kirk Cousins.
That's right.
And I want him to throw all over Baltimore.
All right. So looking up and down these lineups, who are you going to pick?
I'm picking Juddy.
Me too. And mainly because Brady is back and playing Dorial Green Beckham and Mike Gillislee, that's a tough pill to swallow. You might get something, but you might not. It's
true. And the only tough pill to swallow for Justin is Duke Johnson Jr.
Right.
So
which he could get a touchdown, which could salvage that position.
That's true.
So
So, rooting for Jetty.
Tom Brady's going to win this one for you.
I shouldn't say I'm rooting.
Yeah.
I'm picking Jetty since he's 1-3 and in 12th place. And hopefully you can come up out of the basement there and
put Josh back there.
Put Josh back in there.
This matchup, we have the second place New Gods Mad Titans coming off of their first loss, going up against the Detonators, who were on a 3-game skid after starting the year off in first place. That seems like eons ago.
Well, somebody was braggadocious.
I was, and I loved every second of it. I wouldn't change it. D'Angelo Williams, man, you were a beast week 1, player of the week. And I was the team of the week. All right. Derek Carr versus Matt Stafford. I hate to say it. I'm a realist, and I'm going to give that to Carr.
I'm going to give it to Carr, too. He's been a monster. Not Gags. Jimmy has finally listened to us. He's been starting the last couple weeks, and I just hope that he realizes who his best receiver is and throws the freaking ball to Amari Cooper.
Does he have any touchdowns this year, Cooper?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing all right, but just not as well as he should be. Yeah,
yes.
He should be like 10 points more every week. All right, we got Marvin Jones Jr. versus Mike Evans. I'm going to go Evans. He's been doing really well this year. I think a touchdown in every game except last week. Going against Carolina, and they don't really scare me too much. I mean, look what Julio did last week.
And for that very reason, I'm going to go with Marvin Jones Jr.
Which, I mean, I hate that you're playing Marvin Jones Jr., but you know what? He's probably going to vulture a lot of Stafford's points, and that kills me.
Great. And how do you beat a quarterback, Brian?
Wide receiver.
Start his wide receiver.
Yeah. All right, Alshon Jeffrey versus Fitzy. I see there's a question mark we're up there with Jeffrey, and I also read a little stat that he's only getting like 5 targets a game compared to last year where he was averaging 8 or 9, and I'm not sure why exactly, but for that reason, I'm going to go with Fitz.
I'm going to go with Fitz only because I know his stats currently.
Exactly.
And I'm going to be a realist and tell you that he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, if he finishes the game right now, I'll be happy with 14 points. Mm-hmm. All right, Hilton versus Uno. How do you say his name?
It's Quincy Onunwa.
Onunwa, very nice. Which, that's a really good play. I mean, with what's his name, Decker out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be their wide receiver too. It's a really strong play. I'm still going to take T.Y. Hilton, but not by much.
I'm going to go with Hilton as well. He's going to get one of those big plays.
Yeah. All right. Running backs, we got Melvin Gordon with 6 touchdowns already, going up against Jordan Howard, the rookie. I'm going to go with Howard. He had over 100 yards last week, and I think San Diego might be a shootout with Oakland.
I'm going to go Howard also simply because the Indianapolis run defense is terrible. Yeah. So anybody that's a running back usually crushes them.
All right, this next one's a breeze. L. Bell versus Ryan Matthews. What are you doing?
I'm pondering.
For comedic value?
Ryan Matthews.
Oh my goodness! Just because he's not in the flex, huh?
No, well, yeah. Playing against the Jets, they got a great front four.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm still going L. Bell. I think he's gonna get 100 yards, even though the Jets, I think, have only given up about 75 to any running back this year. I still think he's gonna get 100 and a touchdown. So I'm gonna go L. Bell. Gronk versus Tammy.
Gronk.
I hope so, man.
Gronk smash.
I really hope Tom Brady hits him for 2 touchdowns. Pryor versus Benjamin. That's a good matchup.
That is a good matchup. I gotta go Benjamin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Benjamin as well. He's really hyped this week versus Tampa Bay. Either Anderson or Cam, I think he's gonna get some targets. All right, gotta go Janikowski.
We do gotta go Janikowski, and I gotta tell you, I was in a casino dealing last Sunday, and some guy had a Janikowski jersey on. I wanted to I'm not allowed to leave the table, but I was like, yes.
Was he also old and overweight?
He was. It's true. Aren't most men that are wearing somebody else's football jersey older and overweight?
Yes. All right, Philly D going up against Detroit, and I got LA going up against Buffalo. just because I need them to do well. I'm going to go LA. I mean, they did really well. They beat Arizona last week, so that's what I'm going with.
I'm going to go with Philly D versus Detroit.
Yeah. And Detroit, man, the only thing that's going for them right now is it's going to be at home in the Dome, and they need a good bounce back. They're not having a great year so far as a team. So overall, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Jimmy by a hair.
Oh my goodness, I was afraid you were going to say that. And Jimmy, I mean, I know you think you're going to win by a point or two, and I really hope you don't. I'm going to give this to myself, and I'm going to give myself the edge because of Gronk. I think you will do really well with Marvin Jones, possibly the Philly D, definitely El Bell, but I'm going to put this on Gronk, and I think he's going to win it for me.
The ball's on this guy to predict himself to win. All right, this next matchup holds a special place in my heart. None other than the Huber Squasher for Springfield Isotopes with Michael Rappaport as his avatar. I don't know if he's doing that to be a smart aleck or whatever, but he knows my favorite actor is Michael Rappaport.
That's great.
And he was fantastic in Metro with Eddie Murphy.
I love it. All right.
So, let's get right to it, Brian. Quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins versus Phillip Rivers.
I got to go Rivers with Oakland.
I find it interesting that the projections are 42.20 to 42.22. And I have debated starting Fitzpatrick.
Who is Fitzpatrick playing? Oh,
Steelers.
Yeah.
So
wow. So have you made up your mind?
So far, I'm just going with Kirk Cousins, but I might have a change of heart. But I usually should just stick with my first opinion.
Yeah. But
with that, I'm going with Kirk Cousins.
All right. Okay, Amari Cooper versus Landry. I'm going to give that to Cooper.
I'm giving it to Cooper, too.
Not by much.
Well, they were saying that he was going to be covered by Verrett, the San Diego's top cornerback. But I just read that he might be done for the season with the torn ACL. So I'm like, bring it on. Throw the damn ball to Cooper.
Yeah. And Landry, he's a great PPR machine, but rarely gets, pay dirt.
He's the biggest garbage time junkie I've ever seen in my life. It pisses me off no end. Both going Cooper.
Yeah.
Next is Jordy Nelson versus Philip Dorsett.
Well, Jordy Nelson is the number 2 wide receiver in the game.
You're right.
I'm going Jordy there.
Going Jordy as well. Predicting another touchdown.
That could be a big game, big shootout game. That's going to be a nice Sunday night matchup.
It is. I would definitely be driving very fast from the casino to see a TV.
Oh, nice. Chris Hogan in the wide receiver 3 spot versus your boy, Randall Cobb.
He is not my boy. Not anymore. Not since Craig has taken him.
Got to go Randall Cobb on that. But Tom Brady's back, so
Tom Brady's back.
Hogan could have a big touchdown, but I'm still going Cobb.
I'm going Cobb too.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Hold the phone. All right.
I had a bonding moment with Craig. We were a football game together and trying to give him in the pouring rain.
You both cried about defenses losing games for you.
We did, and we were both crying more about the magnificence of Antonio Brown.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy that we got to see him within our lifetime. Some people more than others. It's my 4th game.
We know.
All right, just letting you know.
All right, Matt Jones going up against Blunt. I'm giving that to Blunt. Well, Tom Brady's coming back, so I'm going to go Matt Jones.
Ooh.
I think Blunt might get a touchdown, but I'm going to give that to Matt Jones.
Do you know Blunt's the leading running back?
Still? You told me that last week. Is he still?
I think he is still. I'm not sure. I have to check on that one.
I know he was last week.
I'm going to go Blunt.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, next is possibly John Stewart versus Terrence West.
Is he hurt?
He's questionable. His hammy's still there, acting up. So I don't know if they're going to play him or not. But I just have him. Yeah. They had him. His points were up before, but now he's a 0. So I don't know.
Okay.
But if he plays, I'm going John Stewart.
All right, I'm going Terrence West. He had a nice game last week in Washington. I don't think they have a great run defense, so I'm going to give it to West.
It's true. They do not have a good run defense.
All right,
I've noticed anybody that plays Washington, their running backs do well and their receivers do well.
Yeah. Really good tight end matchup here. We got Greg Olsen going up against Jordan Reed.
Greg Olsen all day.
Jordan Reed had 2 touchdowns, solid game last week. Baltimore's a little tougher, though, so I think that's going to be a shootout there Monday night, so I'm going to give it to Olsen as well.
Thank you.
Gio Bernard versus DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray's having a solid season. He's everything and more for what Craig expected when he drafted him. So I'm going Murray.
Might be the most underrated pick of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about drafting him, but Craig pulled the trigger, and kudos to you. Like, he definitely panned out.
He did. I'm going to go with DeMarco Murray, to be honest.
I mean, I'll be honest, Derrick Henry scared me. Like, I thought he was going to take a little bit more of the share, but he's done nothing. So
No, he's not.
DeMarco Murray. All right. Not Boswell. Please, Craig, you even said in your recap that you shouldn't be starting Boswell, yet he continues to stay in your lineup.
Yeah, it was funny to be at the game with him, and the first touchdown they scored, they went for 2, and I looked at Craig, and he's like, come on.
Yeah, please drop him. I'm not going to pick him up. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any more kickers. Like, pick up any kicker besides Boswell.
Tucker, obviously. Best kicker
Tucker.
in fantasy football.
Okay. Not the best name, but good kicker.
Defense: Tennessee versus Miami, or Tennessee at Miami, and Buffalo at LA. It's both pretty good matchups.
Those are good matchups. LA's been doing pretty well. They're 3-1. Case Keenum's doing better than expected. Ryan Tannehill's been stinking up the joint, and for that reason, I'm going Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Buffalo just shut out New England.
Oh wow, wow! I didn't realize that.
Of course, it was with that third string running back.
Yeah,
Who doesn't know how to
quarterback.
throw the ball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, quarterback. He was a running back basically.
Yeah. I'm still going to give it to Tennessee.
I'm going to agree with you, and I hope I'm right because I changed my defenses. I picked.
Who's your other defense?
I dropped Detroit for them because they were going against Philly. Because I thought when I picked them, Philly was going to be a terrible team until the Wentz showed up.
I know, undefeated so far.
Yeah, and I can't even say I can't complain about bye week blues because Craig's suffering from the bye week blues as well with defense. I didn't look too about the other rest of his team, but I have some key guys out. But this could be close. I am going to give it to myself
with a lot of confidence,
reluctantly. Starting at the finish line.
I not doing this just to continue my theme, but I can't go with you this time. Well, actually, yes, I can. You're going against Craig. I'm going with you.
Well, I appreciate it for once.
Yeah, it's only because it's Craig.
I know.
I know.
And okay, on to the next matchup.
Matchup, we have everybody here. This is a good matchup here. Currently in third place, sitting at 3-1, going up against the Mighty Midgets. Currently 2-2, sitting in seventh place. Should be a really good matchup. Huber Brothers again in second and third place.
What is going on with this world?
I don't know. We got Aaron Rodgers going up against Wentz. I'm going to give that personally to Aaron Rodgers. I think it's going to be a big shootout.
I agree with you. It's going to be a shootout, but I would be surprised if Wentz might be right there neck and neck. And this guy, Wentz is pretty good.
I know.
It's pretty fun to watch, too.
Yeah, Cleveland definitely crapped the bet on that.
Yes, they did.
Call.
Yes, big time. So did LA.
Yeah.
Receiver, Michael Crabtree, pain in my ass, versus Jameis Crowder.
He's a pain in Kabisic's ass.
Yeah, he is. I'm going with Crabtree.
You got to go Crabtree against San Diego.
Yep. Next is Brandon Marshall versus, I think it's Bryce Butler.
Oh, wow. I don't even know who that is.
He's the Dallas
Is he like
receiver.
a wide receiver 3?
He's basically taking over Dez Bryant's role.
Oh, wow. All right, and who they're going up against? Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm going to give that to Marshall against Pittsburgh. We're pretty soft.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marshall's going to eat them up.
Yeah, he'll probably get at least 100.
I do give props for the pickup of Butler, though. That was a good one there, Jimmy.
Was that this week?
I think it was.
Tranny of the week?
Ooh, could be. It's a tough one.
Possibly. Not to boost your ego, but I liked your pickup of Tony Romo.
Just looking ahead, man.
Yeah, it's a good backup quarterback.
I was thinking about it before that I could maybe wait a couple more weeks, but then I saw the update saying that he might be back by week 8, and I was like, I can't take a chance on somebody else picking him up.
Yeah, nice pickup.
Thank you, sir.
It was actually my nomination for Tranny of the week, even though we didn't really do it.
I would go with that, too. I'm going to go with Tony Romo, Trammy of the week.
Okay. All right, we got John Brown going against Danny Inman.
Dontrell.
Okay.
Dontrell.
I knew it wasn't Danny, but I just went with it.
Danny Inman.
Okay.
I'm going Inman.
Yeah, me too.
Because Oakland has a terrible pass defense.
Yeah, and John Brown, man, he broke out last week, that's for sure.
Did he?
Yeah, he had like over 100 yards, probably 20-some points. Really good game.
Oh, wow.
But not so far this week. All right, Tevin Coleman versus Matt Forte. Matt Forte not in the flex. Oh, yeah, he's never in the flex for him.
No.
I'm gonna go Forte. Although against Pittsburgh, I don't know.
Yeah, but Coleman's going against Denver.
Yeah, Forte.
Forte as well, I believe.
He won't get 100 yards, but he might get a touchdown.
Right.
All right.
Devontae Freeman. It must be the bye week Blues playing both of them.
Yep. And Devontae's not in the flex.
Nope. And he's playing against Carlos Hyde. And I gotta go with Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Devontae Freeman as well because Carlos Hyde is a piece of garbage.
Yes, he is.
Zach Ertz.
I like it.
He's back.
He's putting him right in. He doesn't even hesitate.
No, going up against Delaney Walker. Who are you going with?
I'm going everybody. Ertz, baby.
Yeah, you got to go with the team name there, Ertz.
Bring it. Represent your team, Ertz.
Okay, Will Fuller, one of Jay's breakout players this year, going up against David Johnson. Ooh,
man,
probably David Johnson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go David Johnson as well.
Yeah,
He's going because Fuller's going against Minnesota.
I know. I hate the tree has Minnesota.
Yeah, you think?
All right.
It made me think about, because 2 years in a row my strategy was to pick a defense in the 5th round, and I don't think that's happening next year. Because no matter who's the number one team, I just can't do it.
Didn't pay off.
Nope, it did not.
All right, kickers, I don't care.
Novak.
All right. Carolina D going against Tampa Bay or Houston versus Minnesota.
That's pretty good.
I don't like either one of these.
Nah, it's a toss-up. I'm going Carolina.
Me too. Carolina. Looking up and down these lineups, I'm gonna have to. I hate going against Jay. He's my boy, but I'm gonna go against him this week, and mainly because Freeman and Coleman are going against Denver. Yeah. Crick's got some decent matchups, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Crick.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm going with Crick too.
But those Huber boys, they've got something going this year, so I would not be surprised at all if Jay pulls this out.
Maybe they sacrificed the goat at that beach house.
Well, Jimmy will never tell.
He will never tell. We'll just have to. If we get that beach house and he wins the championship and there's a blood splatter somewhere, I'm leaving. I'm not even hesitating. I do not want to be there. New Jersey is not that fun.
No, I just have to say I'm so excited that Amanda has given a preliminary green light to a potential draft there if Jimmy wins.
I like the preliminary word.
Yeah. But it's only if Jimmy wins. I think if I win or you win or Gags wins, forget it.
It's just a typical rental. You got to rent it, man.
That's right.
So
probably I don't even want to know what the price is. It's out of my range.
I would probably agree with you on that range. I don't know what a house costs there, but for a weekend,
week.
And I guess that's a signature weekend. He was saying,
Yeah,
if we have it,
it's right before Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, it's true. That'd be tough.
Yeah, it's prime time. All right, we got. Is this the matchup of the week? Mm-hmm. Okay, take it away.
The matchup of the week. All right. None other than Dub C Hooligans versus the
first place
Possum Voodoo Magic. Yes, sir. Yes, everybody, gentlemen. What a matchup. First, fourth, 3-1. First of all, a lot of people there up there, top of the list, muddled at 3-1.
Yep, that's true.
Let's start off Joe Flacco versus Washington versus Ben Roethlisberger versus New York Jets. I personally am going to go Joe Flacco.
Bold choice. I'm still going to go Big Ben.
Ooh.
Because I heard
loyalties, Brian.
Revis isn't even playing.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I would go Big Ben, but I don't know.
But real quick, noticing the projections here, Possum Magic has 135, which is more than 130, so I can tell you right now Possum's going to win because Dub C can only beat teams that score 130.
Little jab.
Little jab. All right, moving on.
Receiver Steve Smith Sr. versus A.J. Green. I almost said on Green. He's come back. He's out of retirement, and he's playing receiver.
This is going to be closer than we think. Steve Smith's back, but I'm going to still give us to A.J. Green.
Don't even be closer. I'm going A.J. Green all day. Yeah. Best freaking receiver. So, great draft pick.
Yep. All right, Sanders versus Beasley.
This is where that depth comes in, man. Yeah, Sanders. Depth all the way, man. Yep. Look, next is Jordan Matthews versus Tajay Sharp.
Gotta go Matthews.
Oh, look at
Here we go. Eddie Lacy versus the Crow.
Oh, you don't even want to slow down.
Sorry. First, let me just point out that I don't know if he has bye week blues or whatever, but Tajay Sharp, I think he plays him every week, doesn't he?
I believe he does.
Let's just check these bench players real quick since it's the first place team. Hit that button, Deli.
I'm trying. These iPads are difficult.
He's got Sammy Watkins on the IR. That hurts.
Yeah, Moncrief's hurt too.
Yeah, it's not his first choice for sure.
I don't know who the R. Anderson for wide receiver for the Jets is. Richie Anderson? I thought that was like a running back.
Projected for 8 points, though.
Is he?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, and Humphreys. Yeah, I can definitely see how he's playing.
Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, pretty weak wide receivers there.
Yeah. All right, Eddie Lacy versus Isaiah Crowell. The Crow.
Yeah, I'm going with the Crow.
Are you? I'm going Eddie Lacy. He's going to pound it.
All right. The Crow's been doing really well, though. Well, that's against New England, though. That's tough. I'm still going to go Crow.
All right, in this one, Wendell Smallwood.
Projected at
1.69 versus Jeremy Hill. I gotta go Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, but I think Smallwood's going to surprise people. I really do.
But Ryan Matthews is back.
He's back, but they're going committee, apparently.
Which is not good for anybody.
No, I know. It sucks for me.
It does. Sucks for Wendell Smallwood, too.
Yeah, so I think that Ryan Matthews is going to get first crack, but I think he's going to, if he's not doing well, they're going to put Smallwood in. So I'm still going Jeremy Hill, but I think Smallwood could have a good game.
All right, fair enough. Next tight ends, Gary Barnidge versus Hunter Henry.
Now, Hunter Henry is only 3.55, and that must be because is Gates potentially coming back?
Looks like it is, actually. It says so on a Tree Size's bench.
Yeah, but nice pick up there, so he can plug in whichever one's going to start.
Right. Well, as it stands now, I'm going Barnidge.
I'm going with the San Diego tight end.
Okay. Flex appeal, Lamar Miller versus Darren Sproles. Another Philadelphia running back.
Gonna go Darren Sproles there just because Lamar Miller's playing against Minnesota.
Man, I think
we fear Minnesota too much.
We're giving Minnesota way too much credit. I'm going Lamar Miller.
Sproles, man, did you see him running against the Steelers?
Yeah, I did, but I'm still like it was blown coverage.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Lamar Miller, but I'm giving it to Sproles.
All right,
I'll go Blair Walsh.
I'll go Lambo because he played on the MLS.
That's good.
And Arizona defense versus San Francisco or Minnesota defense versus Houston.
I mean, it's a pretty good matchup, actually.
Yeah, I would honestly, even before seeing the scores, I probably would have picked Arizona.
I'm gonna still go Minnesota, just because Arizona's not been playing that well lately. Oh. Their defense. I mean, actually, they're good. They're still doing well, but they've been losing.
Right.
I think they're 1-3, like me.
They are 1-3.
We're both great teams that. Our record does not reflect the actual talent.
Okay. We'll let you keep on talking there, Brian. Dig your own grave.
Who you going with on this overall matchup?
I'm picking the upset special. I'm going with Kevin Bean.
Technically, he's the favorite.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I'm going with the favorite, Kevin Bean.
I'm going to go with the upset special. Tree Size, he gets it done somehow. He gets it done some way, and I think he's going to get it done.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see. Obviously, the trade for Kevin Bean and Bigler right now is showing up a lot with right there. Boom, Sanders, Matthews, Lacey just plugged in the first in his lineup starting.
Right. He had to survive that week, which he did, and he got a win, which he's loving, I'm sure. I mean, he wrote a freaking musical.
It was gorgeous. I'd buy tickets.
Front row seats.
I want royalties because my name was in it.
I think my name might have been in there, so I'll take a little bit of royalty as well. Free tickets, I'll be happy. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting week. I know Craig loves that symmetry, and I noticed that we have symmetry in the league. We have an equal number of 3-1 versus 1-3 teams, and then same thing with the 2-2s in the middle. I think it's 4-4-4.
Oh,
so
really?
Delly's going to pull up the league page here real quick with the standings, and we currently have 4 3-1 teams. Yep, we have 4 of each.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. I didn't even pay attention to that.
I didn't get to the end of Craig's video, but I'm assuming he brought that up. Did you get to the end of it?
I got through the first 7 minutes of it.
Okay, I got through halfway.
I
but
will finish it though.
He's a man of his word.
I most of the time.
It only took him 3 years to bench a running back against me.
And I won the other 2 years. You're lucky. You're lucky. Okay.
He just didn't have the balls to pull it.
There were playoff implications. I was worried.
Big shout out to Jimmy for turning off the Netflix to call in.
Yes, thank you for and big shout out to his wife Amanda. There was no Netflix and chill tonight.
That's right.
So there was just Netflix and interview.
That's right. Which some might say is better.
Yes, because to be honest, I've seen way too much dick tonight with gags and
too much dick talk, too much balls talk,
3 penis wine, everything. I might have to sleep in the fetal position tonight.
That's right. You might have to
holding a pillow.
Go up to Brogan's tonight, even though you're not planning to, and just go spooner.
Maybe I'll do more than spooner. No. What? Who said that?
She's sleeping.
Doesn't matter. She's always up for it.
Can't wait for her to hear this later.
She would probably nod and say I am.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into too much detail, but we like to have fun.
DTF.
I am not Jersey Shore. That is Jimmy Huber's land. If he does the was it GTL or whatever, Gym Tan Laundry. He just doesn't do the tan. He does laundry and gym. No tan. If he was a GTL, he'd be GTL DTF.
That's great. All right, I think that's a good place to end.
Yes, I think so too.
You ready?
Well, hold on. Thank you very much for the interview, Jimmy. Always love the smack talk and all the other stuff on the lineup, and random stuff that's going on.
Best league ever.
Yes, best league ever. Debatable, but still, I feel strongly about it. But yeah, that's a good way to stop. And once again, I hate Julio Jones, and I hope I don't have to play him again this year.
I'm glad that he's on the bye.
Bye.
Bye. You ready, Deli?
I am always ready, Brian. Let's do it.